Hello, everybody. It is Blind Metal Gamer here with you once again, and it is now time for somewhat of a new era for these talk streams where I will be discussing how to make the new upcoming Days Gone Remastered fully playable for gamers without sight. Now, you're probably thinking, Blind Metal Gamer, how is this a new era? I am streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so for those of you on YouTube, you can watch, and those on Twitch. You can watch over at youtube.com/blind metal gamer and over at twitch.tv/blind metal gamer. so, so, okay. So we are talking tonight about the new Days Gone Remastered. It was announced at the State of Play that was held on the 12th of February last week, and the accessibility was not really detailed, but I did some digging and discovered that for the blind and low vision community, there will be UI, user interface narration, and there will be audio cues for pickups. And it said, and more. Now, I want to discuss how the Days Gone Remastered, if implemented correctly with the following features, can be made fully playable for gamers without sighted assistance. Now, I'm going to discuss different things. We know about the UI user interface narration. Now, what we don't know is how advanced is it? Is it going to be minimal, where it's only going to narrate menus, or is it going to narrate everything, like in Spider-Man 2, where it tells you press uh, X button to pick up object or whatever? So, I want to know with that menu narrator. We don't know what it's going to do. If it's going to be minimal and only narrate basic menus to set it up, then it's not going to be working the way it needs to be. Hey, Hubkiss and Wonder, what's up? All right, so you're in. That is awesome. so, okay, so I want to talk about user interface narration. If it's done right and done in a way where you're going to get everything narrated, then that will be a big help as far as making it playable. Another thing I'm going to talk about and that they didn't mention is navigational assistance. Now, you're in a big, sprawling open world. Let's say you get a quest or an objective. You mark that objective on your map. You click either the left or right stick, and it should point you in the direction you need to go. This way, it would not limit you from exploring the world, finding collectibles and things, but it would keep you on the right track to where you get the where you can get the expression of freedom and where you can get to your objective. Now, the best way I would think for them to do this would do kind of like with God of War Ragnarok, where you just click the stick and it points you where you hear the bing and you hear what needs to be heard. And it would point you where you got to go. Another good thing that they could take inspiration from would be The Last of Us Part One, remake and The Last of Us Part Two Remastered's navigational assist, where you click the stick and it points you in the right direction. That would be a good way to do things too. So that would be a good thing because I feel with a game like Days Gone Remastered and when I played the original, I couldn't even get past the first part because there was no navigational system. Back then, I had usable vision, so so I could actually see somewhat. Um, and I would rage over that son of a bitch. Oh my god, I would rage hard. So navigational assist would be a big win for blind and low vision players. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is for cutscenes, and that is descriptive audio. I'm talking full on. Every cutscene have descriptive audio. That way we know what's going on in the game as far as cutscenes are concerned. Now, I want to stress something else out. These would be options. These would not be mandatory. These would all be optional for the player to choose if they so needed them. Now, as far as combat, now with combat, I think there is melee as well as ranged. So for the range, there needs to be auto aim to kind of help us snap to targets and take down freakers and all of this. And for the melee, I know you can run the freakers over. So with your motorcycle, so that's definitely a plus. But I think there should be different like combat difficulties, like light, very light, normal, heavy, very heavy. That way we can customize the combat to our liking and make it as easy or as hard as we need it. Let's see another thing to make it playable. I've discussed some combat things. I've discussed the menu narrator. I've discussed descriptive audio, the combat. Another thing I want to talk about is puzzles. Now I don't know if this game has puzzles or not, but if it does, they need to make the puzzles skippable. All of them. Give us the option to skip those puzzles because if we cannot see to do that puzzle, let's say you have to take a freaker's body and you have to put it on a switch to open a door, as an example. If we don't know where that switch is or where that body is, we're not going to be able to solve that puzzle, folks. So what they need to do is just make it where turn on the option to skip puzzles, and voila. The next thing they talked about was audio cues for pickups. Now that could be interesting. Is it going to be the same type of audio cue per pickup, or is it going to be different audio cues like audio cues for the gas, audio cues for weapons? I think they should have audio cues, different audio cues for each thing in the game because that will help as far as um, accessibility. Because let's say the gas might have a different cue from a weapon. We would be able to tell what we're picking up based on audio cues. Plus, I think that this would be helpful because if we're getting weapons or items or crafting materials, um, that would really help as far as accessibility, giving us different audio cues for different things to pick up. Now, another thing I think they could do to add on to that would be if there is a stealth mechanic in the game, make it where that stealth you can customize that stealth as well to make it low or high, and make it where you can make it to your liking or needs and go from there. Um, let's see another thing that would make it playable. Adjustable game speed. If you're gonna in a situation, let's say you have melee combat and you can parry one of them freakers, make it where you can slow down that combat to where you can parry or dodge accordingly. Um, that would be another great thing to have. So that's what's up. As far as let's see, I've discovered aim assist, discussed aim assist, narration, combat, navigation, traversal. There should be auto traversal for climbing sections to make that easier. And then another thing that would make it fully playable, QTEs, either make it where they will play out automatically or have a single button to come on screen and the screen would say press X to do such and such, or square to, just as an example, just one button for every QTE and only a single press. I got that inspiration from As Dusk Falls. So, that's another way to make this game playable for gamers without sight. Another way would be to, like I said, with the menu narrator, not just a little tacked on when I'm talking full blown menu narrator. When you boot up the game, that menu will start talking and it'll ask you, do you want to enable the menu narrator? You say, hell yeah, baby, and you get to rolling. That to me would be awesome. And that would be an amazing way to make this game playable for gamers without sight. Now, another thing, and I'm sure I'm missing out on a few things, would be so let's say I've discussed navigation, I've discussed menu narration, I've discussed um, combat, I've discussed difficulty. Oh yes, and now for difficulty, I want to talk about they should have it where it's fully customizable, and you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. I know they're adding permadeath, speed run, and horde assault, which I cannot wait to check out if I choose to pick this game up. Now, I have to just wait and see what they got to offer as far as accessibility because we don't know what the suite of accessibility is going to be yet. They've not revealed it. They're probably not going to reveal it until closer to launch. It'll come out April 25th. Now, as far as um, the let's see, the driving. Now, here's something that I thought of, and this would be very interesting. I know in Watch Dogs Legion they had this. They had an auto drive feature. Let's say you're on your bike, okay? Let's say you're on your bike and you select an objective to go to. You click that objective with the X button, and your bike would take you there. That would be cool. That would help as far as driving. It would not only help for blind folks, but it would help for people with motor disabilities. Cognitive, you just click the objective and you're good to go. That way you can focus on shooting freakers or running them over. It might auto run them over too. Because I'm sure if they're in the way, you're going to have to kill them. So definitely auto aim for combat with ranged weapons. Audio, and I thought of something else for those audio cues too. That's that's audio cues for collectibles, right, and pickups. What about audio cues for when you're in combat and you're killing enemies? Ding 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 ding. You can hear that ding 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 or when you target one, or maybe a ding ding or something like that. When you get um have an exploding barrel, you can shoot one to blow up a lot of them freakers. You know, different audio cues for different combat scenarios as well as pickups. Let's include everything we can here. And then let's see. As far as combat, that would be another thing for audio cues. The navigational assist would be good for audio cues because it could help you where you get where you're gonna go. And when you find your objective, you could hear an audio cue like a ping, something like that. Or they could do a point of interest ping like with Spider-Man 2. Click 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 click. Do that, and then point the camera in the right direction, kind of like with Spider-Man 2. So And then, like I said, with quick time events, make those things totally unneeded. Make it where you can skip them; they can be auto done. The same with puzzles, skippable puzzles. Um, make it easier and it'll make it more blind playable. Let's see. I think I may have covered everything. I think I may have. If somebody, if I have missed out something, please let me know in the comment section below. I do want to let everybody know that I'll be doing more of these talks this way via Riverside live. So they're coming up. Um, and then there'll be this weekend, the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Open beta will be streamed, not on Riverside, but on PS5 Live. So that's going to be coming up. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell how Days Gone Remastered can be made fully playable with for gamers without sight. If I missed anything, all right. So if I went and missed anything, just please let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any other ways of how this could be made playable for gamers without sight, let's have a conversation about this. Let's talk about it. Let's see how uh, it will go because this will be interesting, and we'll know more when the game launches on April 25. So definitely, and when I do find more gaming news and whatnot to cover, I will definitely cover it live here on the channel in this new format. So with that being said, if you like what you see in this format and you want more, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're on Twitch and watching live, be sure to follow on Twitch over at twitch.tv/blindmetalgamer. And if you're over on YouTube watching live, go over to youtube.com/blindmetalgamer and hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Also, I want to let everybody know this will be the new format for live talking streams going forward. So, with that being said, I've been your host, Blind Metal Gamer, saying so long, everyone, and peace out.